All right. July 21st, 2021. Thank you guys so much for being here. This is Keon Brown. I'm so excited to be with you today. We have a couple technical situations happening, but we're going to keep pushing through. I'm clearly on location, but we have an exciting show for you today. Some illustrious alums of NCCU are here. We are live, and so we are grateful to have you here. I wanted to start out by congratulating everybody that was a part of the uh, NCCU Alumni Weekend this past weekend. I thought it was extraordinary. All the staff and teams that put it together to make it work. So grateful for you and thank you for all that you do. And this is our second to last show of our season. We are going to be taking the month of August off, and I hope that you have found great value in meeting all these amazing eagles that are doing amazing things all over the planet. So without further ado, let's bring in our first guest. We're going to start out with Kenneth Watson. I want to bring him in. Kenneth, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. You are a lawyer by trade, but you are in food. Tell us
Yes.
more.
So I actually got caught up in food during law school. I started meal prepping for myself, and then people would come up to the law school and begin purchasing meals. That's when Instagram started getting real exciting, and you could get a following that way. And then that just developed on and on until I was like in my second or third professional job as an attorney. And I had to make a decision. It was growing so much, and I chose food. And it's been able to stabilize me thus far to the point where we just purchased a building that we're turning into a culinary incubator to help food entrepreneurs like myself who may not have been in the industry before to understand, to one, grow their craft in the culinary space, but as well as understand the business behind building a business. I think that's a lot of times left out when you're growing.
And for those who are interested in watching, who are interested in getting into food service, what's the first thing that you can tell them that you've learned in this journey into food service? What's the first thing that you learned?
The first thing I learned that it's art and it's not science, which means that you really have to have fun with it. A lot of people let their mind get into to them and they're like, well, I can't cook because of X, Y, and Z. No, you're having fun with it. And the worst thing that can happen is that it tastes horrible and you have to throw it away. But even I can get to that point sometimes. It's totally natural.
How did NCCU find you? How did NCCU find you?
Oh, NCCU, the best 4 years of my life. My father is actually an alum of NCCU as well as my godfather. They're line brothers. So therefore, it was the only decision that I had going to college.
I hear that so much. Either your legacy or you visited the campus, and then if you're gonna get you some kind of way, either legacy or you're gonna experience the sloping hills in Verde Green, and you have no choice whatsoever. So
Exactly.
tell me more about your food service, what you're looking to jump into, and how NCCU can support you.
Got you. So with the food service, again, this is an incubator space that's also going to be a flex event space. This is for food entrepreneurs to grow their craft. There'll be a shared commercial kitchen down in the bottom, as well as a courtyard, a rooftop deck. This is and a demo kitchen. And what a demo kitchen is if you want to get into YouTube and TikTok, there's a kitchen already set up with cameras and production equipment to grow your and scale your business to the next level. That's the whole point of Project 1411. It's in a food desert here in Baltimore where nobody wants to invest. And so I really wanted to have a place that I could give back to the community, allow them the space to understand what eating good looks and feels like, but as well as for people who may have had barriers to success before can actually feel safe in growing their dreams here at this incubator space. So they'll get classes on accounting and branding, but as well as the atmosphere to burn something in the kitchen and throw it away and then try it again and feeding them into the event space as well.
Man, that sounds like a one-stop shop. Incredible for the city of Baltimore. We got to get you linked up with Juan Webster out there in the Baltimore area. He's in the hospitality space as well. Another eagle
Oh
flying
yes,
high
very
out there.
nice.
All right. Well, thank you for being here. Stick around. We've got another guest, and then we're gonna come back and have a deep dive conversation all together. Kenneth Watson, thank you so much for being here, brother.
All right, thank you. Talk to you soon.
All right. Come on, Ken Watson. See, that's what I'm talking about. Cross transferable skills, taking people out of their, professions and trying new things. And I love that. And having an incubator space in a food desert is an exceptional way to serve the community. So I appreciate him for that. We got to make sure we support him. Juan Webster, if you're listening, we need to hook you guys up, Juan Webster. All right, let's get Jarrell in here, serving our university in food, in the food industry too. All right, Jarrell, you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here. How you doing?
I'm good. Back to back food, folks.
Yes, sir.
But you're at NCCU. We've got a brand new food service team there. Talk about it. We want to know about that. There's no more Sodexo. People are clutching their pearls all across the world. What do we have next?
It's funny. Actually, when I was a student here, I was a part of the hospitality and tourism program. I was actually a student manager with Sodexo. But upon graduation, I left and about 4 to 5 years in the food industry with Airmark, which is also a competitive food service company. When Airmark, we learned about the bid going out, I said, hey, I want to come back to NCC. I want to come back and give my knowledge and my passion back to my alma mater. So once that happened, and once we were able to get in contact with the university, I happened to be a part of the pitch team, which is a blessing for myself. So I'm up there with senior VPs and dean of this and dean of that in the university. Some people actually recognize me. And then we were able to secure the contract with NCCU. And now our goal is to take us to the next heights and be preeminent, as I know our institution can be. And one of the biggest things for me that I'm passionate about is serving the students. Students, they have so many excuses to leave campus and go to other places to find food. My job is to keep them on campus and give them all the options that they deserve as students.
What's the biggest difference we're going to see with this food service provider than the last one?
The biggest, it's really about the people. So the company is no different than any other company that has a vision. It's about the people they recruit and hire. One of the things that I noticed that we do pretty well at is recruiting people that are passionate about their jobs and they're passionate about their environments. 3 of the managers, and actually my boss is a HBCU alum. She went to Tuskegee. I'm an alum of NCCU. One of the other, the marketing lady that's coming online is a product of Tennessee State. And so when we bring those people into the environment, we're not just bringing people who are looking for jobs. We're looking for people that are going to honestly invest in the people and the students. And when you understand the students and understand the people that you're serving, then you'll take their coaching as coaching instead of criticism. One of the things I didn't like with Stexo was when things were done wrong, a lot of the blame was pushed back on other departments or funding or students are just being picky versus observing what they're saying, finding those nuggets in which you can change and figuring out how to best serve the students.
I might have cut in, Jarrell. Will this change impact Fish Friday or Chicken Wednesday? That's the most important question.
No, that was one of the things that I talked about with to my executive chef and my DM. I said, look, brother, I said, brothers and sisters, I said, look, there's 2 things on campus that you need to get right. It's Chicken Wednesday and Fish Friday. And if you don't do nothing else, you better do it good and better than anybody else. The seasoning got to be there. You need the butter and the mac and cheese. You need the soul and the cornbread and the collard green. You need the DJ. The good thing about it is we have a new director of auxiliary. So he's more open as far as allowing students to be more engaged in the CAF. So I think as we move forward, and this is a exclusive for you and your network here, I think we're going to allow Greeks and people to stroll in the cafeteria and to really have the CAF as a networking in a fun environment. They can stroll, they can dance, have DJs often, have good music consistently to help enhance their experience while in the cafeteria.
Well, thank you so much for that exclusive. Of course, I'm in the airport, so sorry about all the noise. But thank you for that. I'm excited about that. Anything else you want to say about this new partnership before we go to our next guest? I'm so excited. Anything else about this new food service at NCCU?
One of the things I know we're going to try to do creatively, I myself am over the food trucks as well as the national retail brands. So Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, Pizza Hut, those retail brands like that. But the food trucks, right? I watch a lot of Netflix. I watch a lot of shows about how passionate these individual food trucks are about bringing their flair to whatever institution that they're a part of, whether it's a school, a mall, or a food truck rally. So I'm really going to take those food trucks to the next level. We have some alums like LPQ, who's an alum from NCCU. I think he came out 2012, bringing those people back. And I really want there to be a food truck rally at NCCU. What I want to do, and this is something we got to negotiate with the contract, but what I want to do is to not just have the football games about football, but to have the football games as like a food extravaganza. So that way, every time people come to campus, whether NCCU is up by 20 or down by 20, their cups is full with food, full with drink, and their plates are full with food as they're enjoying the atmosphere.
I love it. And I also got to just say we got to have vegan options and low sugar and low sodium. It's got to be healthy for our kids. Their parents
Yeah.
are entrusting them into our care, and we have to do right by them. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah. So I know we have a new section called Harvest Table, which is it's basically it uses a lot of the locally sourced products and locally sourced farms to help reduce some of that processed food, right? And so we have different parts of the cafeteria. Actually, the cafeteria is actually going to go through another remodel. So that's one of the things that we invested into NCCU. So if you go to the campus now, you'll see some of the stuff is up and some of the sections are closed off because we're constantly revamping it to have certain sections dedicated, actually one specific section dedicated to the vegan options and the gluten-free options. So that way students who are diet conscious can have those options.
All right. Thank you, Jarrell. Thank you for that. I'm excited about what y'all are doing, and congratulations on your new post there. Jarrell Myers from the class of 2017. Stick around. First of all, thank you for being here, brother.
Appreciate it.
All right, give us one moment and we're going to bring you back in. Thank you, Jarrell. Man, I'm excited about NCCU, another remodel of the, sorry about the noise, but I'm excited about the cafeteria always becoming a hub for our university, for our students. Let's bring in our next guest. Let's see if we get Tobias in here. Tobias, let's pull you in. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Tobias, you there? Can't hear you. Can you hear me? Okay, cannot hear you. I can. Aha. No, we can't hear you. Cannot hear you. There we go. I hear
Is this
you.
better?
I hear something. Yes, sir. Yes,
Are we
sir. What's
good?
up, Tobias Morrison from the class of 2020? Come on, 2020. What's up, man? How are you?
Yes, sir. I'm good, sir. I can't
All
complain, man.
right. All right.
Yeah, I'm class of 2020. I'll be truthful. I started at 11. I went to the School of Arts in Atlanta, and I finished back in North Carolina Central University.
Well, congratulations, and we are so glad that you chose to end with us. So, what are you up to in your life, and what kind of arts are you doing? How are you using that degree?
Okay. So truthfully, I'm using my degree in many ways. The first thing, I'm a dual degree recipient. That means I got 2 degrees with 2 majors, which is theater tech, as well as technical theater. So directing, technical theater, production, setting up things. I'm doing all that with a local alum, Crystal Taylor, with the Black Farmers Market, Beats and Bars. I'm also doing that with Green Image, which is funny. We're talking about food, but we're actually a vegan festival that brings DJs, arts, music, alum, everything together. And the other side of my degree, what I actually got the job doing is I'm one of the stage directors and assistants at DPAC.
Hey, congratulations on that, man. Right down the road from the campus, man. We love DPAC. Now, how
Yes.
did NCCU find you? How did NCCU find you?
Um, Very true story. From Virginia, I went to the School of Arts in Atlanta. I did not want to go back home. And so I went to NCCU on a Tuesday, decided I was going to apply. Luckily, my scores were very, very high. So they told me, "Are you going to stay in town?" I said, "Yes." They said you start school on Saturday. And I got into the honors program and quizzed right into the actual theater and arts where I was under Dr. Ashabi.
Well, congratulations. Now talk about DPAC and what we can expect coming up in this new season of DPAC that we should be excited about.
Well, DPAC is putting actually a lot of their focus and safety as well as our culture. So we actually are partnered with an actual alum, Mr. Salome, who brings a lot of what he did in Detroit at the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater, what he still does. He is bringing a lot of cultural and urban sector to our alum, as well as being head of it as DPAC. Um, Also, they're pretty much open to what the fans are actually suggesting now, because they are a strictly, off Broadway theater, but they have enough of us at an actual profitable part of the table, so they listen to us. And what I'm trying to do is connect that with North Carolina Central University, to bring tours to start with the elementary school and high school. So we do like a chain where you go to this middle school, this high school, you end with us, and you get a job once you graduate with honors there.
I love that, Tobias, man. Thank you for that. Congratulations to you. I'm excited about you and DPAC and all that you're doing. Tobias Morrison from the class of 2020. Thank you for being here tonight, brother.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Well, stick around. Let me just bring in the other Eagles. We got Kenneth Watson and we got Jarrell Meyer. Make sure everybody's in. Everybody's in. Okay, it's a great day to be an NCCU Eagle. What's up, brothers? All men
What's
on here
going on?
today. What's up, guys?
What's going
Hey,
on?
Arthur. What's up, Jarrell?
What's up, Tobias? I know Tobias, man.
Hey, it's my guy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, thank y'all for your patience with me. Again, I'm in the airport, so I'm like, Lord Jesus, they don't stop making all these announcements. Thank y'all for your patience. It's good to see that you guys are here and that you are active in our alumni community and really giving back to your community as well. I want to ask everybody, what's one thing in your industry that has come up for you, specifically coming out of COVID-19? What are you clear about? What do you understand more clearly now coming out of COVID-19? Let's start with Jarrell. Jarrell, what are you clear about?
For me, the biggest thing about the COVID, what it's taught me, especially myself as a manager and as a director who's leading multiple people. Like I have two managers underneath me. They themselves have about 120 to 150 employees. Is that you have to understand people better than anything else in any industry. Like you can be a cook, you can have the best recipe, you can have the best systems, you can have the best inventory maintenance system, you get the best labor maintenance system. But if you don't understand the people that you're working with and understand how to recruit and retain people, as someone who's a potential a future business owner, that's the biggest thing that COVID has taught me. Because for granted, so many companies have taken employees for granted for so long, and now that people were able to at one point have a very comfortable living wage. Some people, especially in the food industry, all three of our guests here today know that the food industry was the hardest hit and the lowest paid people, right? So people were sitting at home making $15 an hour. Now they want to go back and McDonald's and KFC and all these other small, restaurants like, oh, yeah, come back for $10. They're like, no, sir, not to deal with all the stuff I've been dealing with. And so the biggest thing is that Chick-fil-A doesn't have an shortage of employees. What was Chick-fil-A doing right? They were training their people right. They were hiring their people, and then they were caring for their people, right? That's the biggest thing that I've learned about being in this COVID and being in this industry is that you have to treat people right. And Amazon has some issues, but Amazon is doing really good. They were doing great during COVID, right?
They're going out of space.
You're still getting your stuff because what they did, they simplified certain things, and they were paying people more. Right, you have to find, recruit, and retain the right people. That's right.
Yes. While you were talking about Chick-fil-A, I was just thinking all the memes about Amazon and Chick-fil-A. Oh my Lanta. But yes, you gotta treat your people well. Kenneth, what do you think? What are you clear about coming out of the pandemic?
Coming out of the pandemic, I think the biggest takeaway was to be innovative and flexible. We're in a very social industry. It takes people communing together, wanting to be around, and during COVID, nobody wanted to be around each other because of these unprecedented times. And so I think that it hit a lot of people in the food industry really, really hard. And when you don't sort of be like a cat, land on your feet and find ways to reinvent yourself during these times of panic, then it will hit you even harder. So don't wallow in sort of the terrors of the time, but take those moments to take a small break, reinvent yourself, and understand how you can be the solution in somebody's problem. And I think that was my biggest takeaway from the pandemic.
Good one. That's very, very good. Thank you for that. Tobias, your thoughts? What's one of your takeaways from coming out of the pandemic?
I had a few things. One, keep the faith. Number two, there's power in education, and it may not be an actual degree. Because truthfully, my senior year was on a computer, and I had to pay a proctor to make sure I kept one tab open. But the more YouTube University and faith and putting your hands in the dirt inside of your home and figuring out how to better yourself and start your own company. Like I started 2 businesses. I became a full-time DJ virtually. Things like that. Find out the will inside of you and your God-given gift that you can serve and give back to others as well as your community and your alum. Take it back, keep the faith, and you can do it.
I love that the University of Google at your house, or the University of Facebook or whatever, to get the data that you need. It's available to you. I appreciate that. Guys, I want to thank you, Tobias, for that. Thank you guys for what you're clear about. I'm going to take a quick break to talk about a couple of housekeeping things that we're excited about, and be ready to give your final thoughts. We go around and give our final thoughts, what you want everybody to be left with as we conclude this episode. First things first, what y'all know about in Charlotte, North Carolina? Look at what they have done. Look at this. Can you guys see this? The Julius L. Chambers High School. That's named after our illustrious former chancellor and civil rights attorney, Kenneth. I know you mentoring your head, I'm sure. Congratulations to Chambers High in Charlotte, the Tigers. I mean, I wish they could have been Eagles, but whatever. I guess they didn't want to change the colors in the mascot. That'd be too much. So I get it. But shout out to those guys there. The next thing I want to say is, if you have not been tested, or gotten the vaccination, we're not here to tell you what to do. But we do have the Eagle Aggie COVID vaccine competition, and NCCU is absolutely doing very well in that. So if you have not done that yet, please do. If you're going to do the vaccine, upload it onto the system at NCCU so that we can beat the Aggies yet again on the field, off the field, all of that. Kill this virus. I think that's it. That's all I got. Excited about everything else that's going on at NCCU. Again, I want to say congratulations to the NCCU Alumni Association for doing a great alumni weekend. I hope you guys got to experience that. It was completely virtual. Shout out to the president, President Tamika Bowden. She did an amazing job. We had an app. We were so sophisticated. I was so impressed. So thank you to her and all of our team there. Let's see. One other thing I want to tell y'all. What else I want to say to y'all? Make sure that Eagles Give Challenge. Eagles Give Challenge. This is when we talk about giving a recurring gift to the university by visiting eaglesgive.com. eaglesgive.com. And then I'm going to ask all of our guests today if they'll make a recurring gift, at least $19.10. Jarrell, will you make a recurring gift to the university? eaglesgive.com.
Yes, sir, I will. I'll commit.
Kenneth Watson, will you make a recurring gift to the university?
I'll commit.
All right, Tobias, are you going to be the third one? We're going to make recurring gifts to the university?
Yes, sir. I commit.
All right, that's eaglesgive.com. Eagles Give Challenge. We're doing this. This is our second to last episode of our season. So make sure you guys are making recurring gift to university and joining the Alumni Association at ncculumni.org. I'm talking over these announcements. So now let's go into our final thought. Let's start with Jarrell. What are your final thoughts today? What do you want people to be clear about as they leave today?
I think it's really ironic that out of what happened and how everything came about with just me making a funny reel and getting a DM is the power of networking, right? Networking and social media. I know when this is all said and done, I'm going to DM both of these gentlemen and get their information because we figured out we all work in the food industry and we're all alumni. And, those who go to, even if you don't go to NCCU, go to a historically black college, get that culture, get that networking, get that family environment. and come together, because the only way that we can propel our culture and us as African Americans to the next level is if we work together, right? So the power of networking, communication, education is what I want to leave with people tonight.
I love that. I love that. Tobias, your final thoughts.
Give back, stay safe, see how you can benefit yourself and others, network, keep the faith, and be of service with truth on the top of it.
Come on, truth and service. Come on, truth and service. Thank you for that. And with Ken Watson, what are your final thoughts tonight?
My final thoughts tonight is I would have to echo my team here, is that really it's about networking and building bridges of success here. I remember one of my first introductions to an Eagle alum, she gave me $1. And she said, every time an alum sees you, you should get $1. And if you become an alum, then pass it on. And I think that is the important part of being in such a sophisticated network, such as an Eagle alum, is that we have the power to help each other build our dreams, which in turn becomes our own dream. So we can be self-invested in the growth of our own, and that self-promotion there. So that is what I would echo today, is the power of building networks and giving and supporting one another.
All right. Well, thank you for that. It was a little bit of jumbled up in my ear, but I hope that everyone heard that powerful final thought. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to join the Alumni Association at eaglesgive.com and nccualumni.org. Remember that an eagle is no common, ordinary barnyard fowl. Thank you for watching. Next week is our final episode of the season, so we will see you next week. Take care, guys. Thank you.
Till next time, man. Y'all, you all be safe.
Right.
Attention, all